Hello, welcome to The Little Things, a series to help you notice and appreciate the little things and the little lessons we can take from week to week. Each episode, we go through 3 little things from my week which might seem really small or silly and insignificant. You might be like, okay, why does that little thing matter? The point of this series is to help you notice and appreciate the little things in your life because the little things really do make a big difference. The first little thing that's been giving me some peace or some sense of like calm within myself is to view things in cycles and to accept that things change. So I had got into a certain rhythm over Christmas, being around family, and now in comparison, January feels quite bleak or quite empty. I'm just allowing myself to feel weird about that, or to feel sad, or to feel like I miss those people, I miss my sister. I'm just letting myself feel the things, but I don't have to get carried away in that feeling. I can be sad about that, but I can still have a nice evening after work. Like, it doesn't have to be like, oh, this feels so empty. I can still do things, and learning to like prioritize myself or to stop viewing other people as the answer. I'm thinking, especially I had this realization last week where instead of being like, it's Friday night and I'm feeling really alone or really sad, I do sometimes struggle at the weekends. I can feel FOMO. I'm like, I used to go out. People are like having fun and partying and I'm not doing any of that for both reasons of I don't drink and also for COVID safe reasons. But I had this reframe last Friday where I was like, I'm gonna have a movie night, and how lucky am I that I get to have a quiet evening to watch my film. Have my fairy lights on, have my candle on. I think I have my LED candle on. Just this reframe of like how nice it is that I get to spend time with me. So often I can be like, oh, I'm so glad to be around this person. Like, I love my family and I love being around them, but it's like I can be that person for myself too, if that makes sense. Like, I don't have to be idealizing other people. I can be like, I'm cool too. Like, it's cool that I get to spend an evening with me. Just reframing something to being like, no, it's cool. How cool is it that I get to spend time with myself and that I'm at peace with myself and that I can actually enjoy my own company, because some people can't do that, right? Like, what a joy. And small things like that. And at the weekend as well, aside from the movie night thing, I think it was Saturday or maybe it was Sunday that it snowed. It was, like 9 o'clock, but I went outside in my pajamas in the snow with my dog and I was throwing snowballs for her, and then they kept exploding when they hit the ground. So then she was trying to find them. She was like slipping around in the snow, and it was just such a nice, quiet moment. And like, I couldn't take any videos really. I mean, I think I did take a video of the snow, but you couldn't really see it because it's so dark. And I'm like, this is actually really nice. Like, I just stood in the snow because I was about to wash my hair. So I was like, I don't care how the snow lands on my hair or anything. But I was just there, I was like, this is nice. This moment, I don't know, it felt like not a light bulb moment, that's too dramatic, but it was just this nice confirmation of like, yeah, it is cool to be me. I said in the introduction, it might seem small or silly or insignificant, and you might be like, well, duh. But it's where you're like living through these realizations. You're like, oh yes, no. I now have like a lived example, confirmation of something that someone may have already told you. Like, it's good to spend time alone or, enjoy your own company. But it's like when you live through it, you're then like, oh yeah, no, I get it now. It is nice. And like trying to have a bigger perspective as well of like, this is what it's like now, but I don't know if you have a family, it's probably quite difficult to find a night to have a movie night all by yourself, right? Like, you have other responsibilities then, So just trying to accept this moment for what it is. Yes, I may be feeling sad or left out or confused or uncertain, but those feelings can all coexist with this bigger perspective, which is both bigger in terms of like overarching gratitude, but also smaller in terms of just like being present, being now. Like, what can I see here? Whether it's like going outside in the snow or having my candle going while I'm watching my film, like, what is here? What can I live in this moment, as opposed to comparing myself to other people or whatever. Whole bunch of realizations, but I am grateful for letting myself like observe different cycles or observe different like patterns of thinking. The second little thing that I've been noticing and appreciating this week is kind of tied into the movie nights thing. I have been having a shower in the evening and using all of my nice body creams, my nice shower gel, and then I've been getting into my nice pajamas and having a movie night and being able to watch a whole film. Like, there's something really luxurious. It feels really luxurious on a weekday to have my shower, get into bed at like 8 and watch like a 2-hour film, or like 2.5 hours, It feels so luxurious and I'm really enjoying that. There was one day, a few days ago, where I had my evening shower at like 7 and I got into bed at like 7:30. I was like, wow, this feels so luxurious. But I mean, it works because it's so dark now. It just fits, right? If it's cold as well, I'm sat here with a blanket. I may as well be sat in my bed where it's a lot warmer. Obviously, this may not work in the summer, you know, having a shower at 7 p.m. But just being in a consistent routine of it, it's reminding me of the importance of having routines with this kind of things, particularly if you struggle with executive function. It's so handy now, even only like a week of doing this, it's now basically automatic for me to have a shower in the evening. And before, like, it obviously depends, because if you're going to the gym or like going for a run or doing whatever exercise in the morning, then you want to have a shower in the morning, or you want to wash your hair in the morning or whatever. So like there are different times where I can't have a routine with it, but I'm so enjoying having a routine now, because even on the days where I'm feeling like I don't want to have a shower or I'm in danger of procrastinating it, like we mentioned the executive function thing, because I've sort of built it in and built it as attached to, you know, I want to watch this film, so I need to have a shower and then I can get in my pajamas and get all cozy. Because I've attached it to that, it's then become automatic on days when I don't feel like it. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just like, oh yes, now we have a shower. Like there's no noise in my head about it, which is really cool. So this might seem like a little thing that's silly, but to me, it's been making a big difference, and I've been really appreciating it. And appreciating this season, because it can be quite bleak, it can be quite sad after Christmas. There's now, maybe you feel like there's not so much to look forward to in the same way as maybe before Christmas you were looking forward to Christmas with your family or with your friends or whatever, and now it's like, oh no, what is there to look forward to? And it's like, I've made a whole little like routine to look forward to every day, where I'm like, oh yeah, what am I going to watch today? I've got my watch list. I've also recently got letterboxed, so I'm now documenting the films I've watched. I was always doing this. I had a list in my notes app of films that I'd watched, just because I have a subscription for Now TV and I wanted to make sure I was getting my money's worth. So I was like, how many films have I watched? Is it worth it for me to keep this subscription? But now I have my watch list and I have Letterboxd, and it's like just become this whole thing, and I'm really enjoying this season of watching films and getting really cozy. The next little thing that I've been noticing and appreciating this week is looking at the stars. I've kind of consistently done this for years now. It brings me so much peace to look at the stars. When I was in rehab, they would take our phones away at 9:30. We did have movie nights, and we also were playing like card games and stuff, so it was nice, but I spent quite a lot of time sat outside looking at the stars, and it felt really comforting to look at something so vast when I was feeling so out of control and like uncertain. So that feeling, I still get that same feeling of peace, just I guess like awe and wonder. I can't explain it, but hopefully you know what I mean. And what I've been doing is I sleep with my curtains open, and so literally then from my bed, I need to have my glasses on so that I can actually see, but from my bed then I can see the stars, and I've been loving making that a part of my routine as well and being really intentional about that. And clearly like this is outside of your control, because if it's cloudy you're not going to see the stars, but lately there have been several days where it's been really clear and I've been able to see, especially as well if I have my big headphones on listening to music. I go through phases of that before I go to sleep, combining the music with looking at the stars. That to me is just like, music is so powerful. I love music so much. Looking at the stars, also really powerful. So those two things together, I'm like, this moment, like I feel like I'm creating so many snapshot moments in my mind of like, this is such a special moment, like I feel so overwhelmed with gratitude, or like I feel so present. It's a really powerful thing. It is such a little thing to just look up, but I have found it really, really helpful these past couple weeks, and even before Christmas as well I was doing that. I love it so much. Have you also been getting into movie nights lately? What is your favourite film? I would say my favourite film for a movie night maybe would be the Dark Knight trilogy or Ferris Bueller's Day Off maybe. And I've been watching loads of Angelina Jolie movies. All of the films of hers that are on Now TV, I have watched all of them now, I think. They're different like spy thrillers. Some of them are quite absurd, but I'm just like, yeah, why not? Let's just go with this. But what is your favourite film? What film should I watch next? I'm clearly on a roll watching all these films. Please share in the comments. And also, please feel free to share a little thing from your week that you've been noticing. Nothing is too small. If you're finding value in it, or if you're noticing it, then it's important, no matter how small or silly it may seem. So yes, please share a little thing from your week as well. And I will leave the Little Things playlist on the screen, so if you enjoyed this episode, you can check the rest of them out, where we go through 3 different little things every week. I've been doing this series for over a year now, so there are quite a few episodes. I've also let the algorithm pick a video that it thinks you will like. God bless. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.